Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Wrap. We've got actually not too big of a haul of DC books this week, so let's kick things off with Absolute Power #4, the finale to this year's DC crossover event. So, where we left off, the tide was beginning to turn. Was definitely beginning to turn in the favor of the heroes. Most of the imprisoned heroes had already been broken out of Waller's prison on Gamora Island by Robin, Wonder Woman, with an assist from Steve Trevor. And things, like I said, things were beginning to turn for the time was beginning to turn for the heroes, at least. So the issue begins with Green Arrow telling Waller that they're kind of screwed. But there's a the multiversal gate that Waller's been building is the backup for Waller's crew. The failsafe radio starts to fire it up, then call in the rest of Task Force 7. Frontline soldiers will have weapons from Justice League Armory, so they can probably hold off any attack until then. The heroes want a showdown. They have no idea what they're going to be walking into. And so, in the Dark Roads, all of the heroes are assembled. And Hal's Damien tells everyone that Steve Trevor that there's something of grave danger being built in the prison's basement. Hal goes to take care of that, and Batman summons a boom tube with the mother box that he stole from Waller, and all of the Summit heroes spill out onto the shore of Gamora Island. And it looks like the weapons taken from the League Armory aren't working. Down at the multiversal gateway, Barry Allen is dealing with Thunderjolt from Earth 13, Baroness Blitzkrieg from Earth 10, and Johnny Quick from Earth 3. All the heroes lead. John Kent helps Nightwing get to Waller. Green Arrow helps manage to make a force field with his ring to keep out the villainous multiversal speedsters. But the Amazos descend upon the heroes, and Waller with a chunk of kryptonite to deal with John Kent. Batman and Blue Beetle help with Time Commander deal, basically take care of the Amazos. It turns out that they have basically the hourglass reverts objects in time. Each Amazo has one, and it's how they do self-healing. They automatically revert to the moment before they were attacked. But and so they have a plan to use that to basically revert them to Amados to before they absorb powers, the various powers. Hal's able to hold off the multiversal onslaught with an assist from Wally and Jay. Green Arrow fires the shot that basically returns everyone all the heroes' powers. But odd thing, some powers don't go to their rightful hosts. Fire and Ice, for example, basically swap powers. But Nightwing and Waller face off, and apparently Dreamer was reconstituted and resurrected by John Kent's dreams of her while he was being deprogrammed after his experience in the thrall of Brainiac Queen. But a slight problem with closing the multiversal gate. Barry realizes if he does it, they'll be cut off from the multiverse permanently. But Waller makes a big supervillain speech, which Dick managed to broadcast to every screen in the world via Airwave, who had his gear upgraded by Mr. Terrific. And so, Waller's through. 2 days later, the Flash, Barry Allen has once again lost his powers. The fortress is rebuilt. And Amanda Waller is in prison in Belle Reve. Solitary life sentence in Belle Reve. Also, Dreamer managed to learn with her training and her powers. Dreamer's managed to figure out a way to hide the Amanda Waller's memories about the heroes. Basically, the information is on the tip of her tongue, but she can't, you know. And there's a it's hinted that perhaps one of Waller's patented brain bombs was put in, well, Waller's brain, but there's no confirmation of that. And Fire and Ice aren't the only heroes who've swapped powers. It seems that Plastic Man has super strength now, and for some reason Black Canary has heat vision. Red Tornado may be irreparable, and so, but Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman meet with Green Arrow at the original Justice League headquarters, and turns out that he was. There's basically a mental programming thing with Arrow being betraying the League and the superheroes. It was all set up with him and uh, Martian Manhunter, but all he also states that if the League had not broken up in the wake of Dark Crisis, maybe this would have been prevented. And so Bruce, Clark, and Diana let him in on what they're working on: a massive Justice League satellite, and that is where Absolute Power ends. It's a good story. I'm pretty sure that Waller's going to be up to her old tricks again eventually. At some point, someone's going to figure out some way. She'll somehow get at least some of her memories back. Also, the multiverse will be eventually reopened to the DC universe. But overall, it was a good story. I liked it. I dug it. It was interesting to see a DC story wherein the public is turned against the heroes, because that's usually one thing that DC doesn't tend to do. But they've been kind of dipping their toe in it with Batman, with a lot of Batman stories in the last few years have kind of dealt with the idea of the people, the elected, the at least the elected leadership of Gotham isn't fond of Batman or the Bat family in general, and potentially sees them as part of the problem. But so yeah. Moving on though to our last book for the moment, we've got the DC All In Special. So this is technically two books. We've got a book that centers on the direct aftermath, well, the aftermath to a point of Absolute Power, as well as the bigger picture. So the story starts 52 days after the events of Absolute Power. At least at the end of Absolute Power. They discuss reforming the League. Basically, everyone's being recruited. We see Starfire, Blue Beetle, Arsenal. Robot Man turns it down. Metamorpho's thinking about it. Supergirl's in. It seems that Damian's uninterested. Fire and Ice are definitely into joining Justice League without the International. And Booster Gold is recruited personally by Superman, given a Justice League card. But it turns out that in the Hall of Heroes, in the museum he worked in after his athletic career came to a crashing halt, there was a blank one of the Justice League cards on display. It was an artifact from a great moment in heroic history, a time of unity and peace, when everyone came together to support one another. And so Bruce was like, I remember this. This is something I remember having happened. Basically, he's part of he's definitely a part of a huge moment in history. But all the heroes are gathered together at the new Watchtower. Oracle's has set up the computers and communications. The Watchtower itself is powered by both magic and science. The Question is head of security. It seems like it's Renee. There's a boom tube to get everyone where they need to go. And it seems like there are also bat jets to ferry people where to the satellite need be. But and Booster notes that there's a blank card, ID card, just like he saw in the Hall of Heroes. But he tells Dustman that he feels lost in this time, and he was actually thinking about going home. But he still feels lost. But something happens though. Or rather, someone. Darkseid merged with the Spectre. All the heroes, the injured heroes are evac'd by Nightwing, but all the able heroes are go after Spectre, Darkseid Spectre. They're able to well unbond the Spectre to Darkseid, and Darkseid ends as he thanks the heroes. But there's a rip in space-time. And related to consult with Orion. Also, it seems that the card now acts as a doorway to the Elseworld. The Elseworld, or the Alpha World, after Dark Knights of Death Metal, when the timeline was restored, superheroes detected new worlds in the multiverse. When they first discovered the Alpha World, they couldn't see into it, but were able to deduce that it was in a primordial state and unfinished, close to the primary Earth's vibrational pattern, but new. But it's now changed. Radiates the same kind of energy as Darkseid. And it means that and the fact that the only thing that there's an unnatural flow of time there, so that the only people who would safely set foot there would be people who have an abundance of tachyon particles. Time travelers. And so, Mr. Trivik installs a tether on Skeets. And Skeets and Booster Gold go through the rip in space-time and end up on the Alpha Earth. What we see is open flames. The Daily Planet building has the Omega symbol on it. But Booster's lost Skeets upon arrival. But their Omega beams and the shootout, Darkseid shows up wearing what appears to be a Legion ring with the Omega symbol on it. And Darkseid declares that he's found his army, his Legion. Seems we have a Legion of Darkseid now. Anyways, there's another half of the book. another half of the story. Darkseid is working furiously at improving, trying to find the anti-life equation. Um, he ends up sacrificing Kalibak, as Kalibak is his blood. So Darkseid goes to hell looking for the Spectre, and is told that he's not there. So he goes to heaven. Once again, not there. The dark side of the moon to Eclipso, and ends up boom tubing Eclipso into a dog star, destroying him. Then eventually, though, he finds Jim Corrigan. But the rest of the Quintessence try to stop him. They're destroyed, and, well, Darkseid becomes the host of the Spectre. Then we see kind of the end of things, and everyone becomes a Spectre. And the birth of the absolute, what's not, well, probably be known as the Absolute Universe, a world where heroes are born facing greater odds. Instead of being raised in paradise, they are raised in hell, where all their advantages are gone, where they are small chaos rather than the system itself. A world where hope is the underdog, where it is the villain, the opposing force, and where we'll have to burn brighter than ever to survive it all. And yeah, it does seem as though Darkseid has corrupted the Legion of the Absolute Earth, Earth's timeline into his Legion. And that is where the issue truly ends. Interesting. This is definitely going. This is. Yeah. Well, I'll say this: we'll definitely be covering Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. We'll take a look at Absolute Superman #1, see what if I'm digging it. So, but Absolute Power was a decent ending. It's like I said, the plot points are the things that are different will be changed back sooner rather than later. I figure because that's the nature of comics. Anyways, that's gonna do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, or Instagram, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Huge shout out to patron Redman as a Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock Puck signing off saying, live long and rock hard.